and welcome to Making a Musician. It's me, your host, Helen, and today we are talking about the best purchases I have made, the best like financial investments. This is, of course, you know, we talk all things musical here on this channel, so definitely all either directly musical or somehow related to the work that I do as a musician. So thanks so much for joining me. Okay. This is funny because I went to go grab, I was like, oh, okay, let me just like get some visual aids, so I'll like grab the things that I'm talking about. And then I realized that a lot of them are actually not tangible or are in a location where I don't want to, you know, go pick them up and like make a mess. Or I'm using them right now. So let's start with number one, my camera. I guess maybe I can like insert some footage with my phone of this camera. But this was a really, really smart purchase. I initially didn't quite want to make it because I just wasn't sure that I would use a camera enough to really justify getting a camera. Like I upgraded my phone so I could have a better camera, and then I still wanted to make better quality videos and stuff. And I bought my camera, and then it was like almost like manifesting, girl. Like I bought the camera and then I got a contract maybe a couple weeks to months later that was making mini documentaries for the education department at Arizona Opera. And for that I really was very thankful that I had bought this camera and I had done so much research and learned so much because having this allowed me to do so much more work and share my work with so many more people. So this was a really, really smart investment. It was quite a bit of money. I always buy technology used. I think the last thing I bought, like technology-wise new, I bought an iPad Air like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was fine, but I definitely wish I had looked on like the used or refurbished market because I could have gotten a much better price. I am 100% sure of that. So this camera was a great option. It came, I don't know if I got 3 or 4 lenses, and the like Canon itself, which is EOS Rebel T7i, and that I think was including like shipping and everything about $800, I want to say. And so the lenses that I got plus the camera would have cost so much more than that. I think like the lenses alone, if I had bought them new, would have been pretty close to that without even buying the camera. So that was a very good purchase. Very glad I made that. Next up we have my iPad and accompanying gadgets. Now I had an iPad Air that I bought, which I just talked about. Currently what I have now is this like iPad Pro. This is the 4th generation. This is a 12.9 inch. I bought this used as well for $800, which was a steal. So yeah, I mean this iPad really, like, I am a hard copy of a score kind of a girly, but for things like if I need a second copy of something really quick, or I just want to reference something really fast, or when I'm traveling I can have my entire music library with me. It's been absolutely life-changing. It's also really great for like learning piano because a lot of the piano music that I'm working on, I don't have a copy of it, but it's available digitally for free. Like it's public domain, so I can just go on ISMLP and, did I say that right? We'll find out. But I can go on there and I can find the music I want and then just have it and reference it anytime I want. I don't have to print anything. It's amazing. And then also for like coachings and things, it makes sending people music way easier because I have digital copies that are really nice of all my music that I can just like send a PDF to somebody really fast, and that way we're using the same plates, we're like very literally on the same page. It's been a really good idea. I also use this for editing photos, so I have like a nice little photography side hustle that I really enjoy using thanks to this wonderful camera. And so I bought like the premium version of Lightroom and I use this to edit, and that has been a really, really wonderful like platform and workflow. So that's been super dope. Next one is my Dropbox subscription. If you know me, like I feel like in the first 5 minutes of knowing me, I'll be like, oh my God, Dropbox, do you need that file? Let me talk to you about that. Have you heard about Dropbox? Do you subscribe to Dropbox? Like I talk about this thing constantly. They should be paying me money, but Dropbox has been a lifesaver. I have literally for like $11 a month, I have access to my entire score library wherever I am, no matter what, anytime, like not a problem, mess free, and I can like look at as much music as I want. I can put all of the photos from my camera up into Drive, and that's like a really nice way to share them with clients so that they can pick like favorites, what am I editing. It's a really great way to like store video and stuff like that. It's how I share my documentary series with my boss. It's been such an awesome platform and I'm a huge fan, so yeah, that's totally been a great purchase. Okay, we have my piano, which is like right over there. This bad boy I bought, I guess I can turn the camera. It was $50 at a yard sale. Look at that, $50 at a yard sale, a steal. I did of course then have to like pay to have it tuned, which was like a little bit more of an investment, but no matter what, I was gonna buy a used piano and I would have had to pay to have it tuned. So it doesn't really like, okay, but that has been great. Having a real piano in my apartment has allowed me to practice every day. You know, through like work and stuff, I have access to pianos pretty constantly, but having one here with me all the time is amazing. The other thing I really like about my piano, and I've never had a piano that has this before, but it has a mute that I can like pull out, and that's really dope. Because sometimes I'm terrible and I watch TV while I practice things like scales or just like really basic stuff, and that gets me to practice more, which in my mind is a win. And also that means that if I don't know, if I'm talking on the phone I can practice, or you know, I live by myself, but if I lived with other people, that meant that I could practice at kind of weird hours when maybe I would otherwise be disturbing them. So that piano was an excellent $50. Okay, next up we have the first one where I have like a real prop with me, and that is my MIDI keyboard. MIDI? No. Mini keyboard. This thing has been so dope. Now, it is kind of annoying that the keys are like not standard size, but this is amazing, and I always take this with me in my carry-on on an airplane, and it sits like very perfectly on my tray table, and then I can put my score or my iPad like right here leaned up against the seat in front of me, plug in headphones and like play through music or like work on parts. It's also perfect for like warming up. I always like to have like a pitch reference something, and I use Tonal Energy, like the tuner app and whatever, but I prefer having this. Super easy. Also, fun fact about my piano is it is a half step low, which I don't really care. I don't have perfect pitch and I'm just working on my piano chops, so it's not really a big deal. But when I actually work on music and like do things like warm up or vocalize, I always use this bad boy because it is in the right key. Yeah. Okay, y'all, this is gonna be a hot take, and I know that some people will come after me, and as much as I love to criticize the American university system, I will say that my degree was a really excellent purchase. Let's be very clear that my degree did not cost me an outlandish amount of money, and so I was very like, I was not financially ruined by this degree, and I was in no danger of being financially ruined by my degree. I have a bachelor's in vocal performance and I have no student debt. I went to Arizona State University. It was a very affordable school, and I feel like, although I definitely did not receive the best education, I would say I received just as good, if not better, of an education than any of my peers who went to schools that cost things like $60,000 a year in tuition and more. So that was a good purchase. In addition to that, I would just say like general money that I've spent on education, I haven't regretted any of it. So also things like lessons and coachings have been really, really, really good purchases. I learned a lot, so it wasn't a waste. Next up we have my mic. So I own two microphones. I don't know what the make and model of my one is. I think the total setup for my mic, with the mic, like XLR cables, mic stand, and then the fucking box thing, the Focusrite, I don't know what it's called. I think it was under $400, and that has allowed me to make audition tapes that got me the first jobs I got, so that was really wonderful. I think this season I'm going to look at having recordings made instead of making them myself, but that mic has allowed me to make tapes for myself that saved me a lot of money, and here honestly in Phoenix I don't even know where I would go to have professional tapes made. I'm not even sure there's really a market for that in my city, so it's been a really great option. It was a fantastic fantastic thing during the pandemic. Yeah. Oh, and the other mic I have is my Rode Video Mic Go. That's the mic that sits on top of my camera, and my other microphone, while I love it, it is a bit of a process to set up. So this mic makes things like filming a lot easier because I'm okay if we kind of sacrifice the sound quality a little bit for speaking kinds of things. And it's also very portable. It travels really well. And so I actually have made audition tapes using this microphone, which the sound quality is not quite as good, but I'm also not bringing $400 of delicate mic equipment with me like across the country on a plane where I feel like it might get damaged. So this has been a really great purchase. All right, next up we have my music library. There she is. Okay, that's not my whole music library, but as you can see, I have a decent amount of scores. I mean, just on that shelf alone, and then I have another shelf over there that has more scores. The piano bench that you're sitting on currently has a ton of music in it, and my score library has been a wonderful investment. I love having digital copies of scores. However, I am a hard copy of music kind of a girl. I always will be, but you know, I get it, digital is convenient. For things like coachings, I always like to roll up with a hard copy of a score. I would never ask somebody to like play off of my iPad because not all people are comfortable doing that. And also sometimes for competitions and whatnot, you have to own a hard copy of the music, or you have to prove that you like own the music. So that has been really, really great. And finally, drumroll please, are my headshots. So musicians need a really great headshots. I think that's very important. And so for a while I used headshot, well, my first ever headshot I got in high school because I went to like a theater summer program, and that was like part of the deal. We got a headshot with it, and it was a good enough headshot. I used it, I think, for my college applications. And then after I used that for like the first, I want to say like year of college, and then I decided I needed a new headshot because I didn't really look like that one anymore, and I just didn't like that headshot a ton. And so I got headshots, and oh my god, they looked like mugshots. I looked like I was being held hostage. It was bad. And I just didn't like the way he edited them. My eyes looked really dead. They were really creepy. You could tell I just felt really uncomfortable around this guy. I was really tense, and they weren't like super expensive. I think they were maybe like $125, which for headshots is not much. I think I got 2, maybe 3 pictures, but wow, were they not good for what I needed them for, or just like honestly, for anything. I can't imagine a single person wanting to represent themselves that way, but okay. Anyways, so they did the job for a little while, and then I decided I needed new headshots, but we were in the panini press, and so I got really into taking pictures, and that's one of the things that I got a better phone for, because I wanted to have a better camera so I could take better pictures. And then I got kind of into like editing and anything, so I took my own headshots for a while, and then I also used this camera and took some headshots for myself. But then I decided I wanted to have really like professional materials that I felt really proud to present to people. So I paid for headshots. They were, I want to say right on about $500, less than that maybe, which is, in my mind, I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of money. But then when I told my coach, she was like, that's not bad. So that's terrifying. But they were a really good investment. They look really, really good. And I'm so glad that I have something that I can feel really proud to present to people when I am auditioning for things or applying for jobs. And it helps me feel like I'm putting my best foot forward. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't worry, we will also be making a video very soon about my worst investment, so you can look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, maybe like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.